What's up, everybody, and welcome to a very special edition of a live AMA with the MONSTRO'S team. They are back. A lot of you may remember them from some other plays that we've done together. They're here to introduce a brand new offering, which I'm really excited about, especially with the upcoming bull market and Bitcoin even today topping out over 70K. Man, things are looking good. So hopefully you all can hear me well. Again, I'm going to jump over and share my screen and introduce our special guests. Just give me a thumbs up in the live chat if the audio is good, and we will get started here. Again, a really, really exciting offering with Monstro's Universe. So let me go ahead and pull up my screen. Give me one more second here. All right, I think we're good to go. So, welcome, Various. How are you, brother? Glad to have you back.
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me as always. And how are you doing?
Good, brother. Really good. Another day in crypto paradise. So, I know we have a lot to go over. You're gonna go ahead and share your screen. I'm gonna let you really give us the full breakdown, and then I'll ask some questions as we go. And then again, any of you joining our live stream, please feel free to ask questions in the live chat as well. Make sure to give us a like, a comment, and a subscribe. And yeah, man, we're gonna talk about MOONBAGZ today. So everybody loves a good MOONBAGZ. So I'm going to turn over to you, Various, and let us know about what the deal is with the brand new offering for Monstros.
Yeah. Just before I jump into that,
For sure.
I'm going to show this quick that we have hit a milestone. We have now paid out over $1 million of real external yield to our
Amazing,
investors.
bro. Yeah, I guess we should probably start there. For those that don't know, Montrose Universe, again, we have a long-standing relationship with this team, and we always talk about real yield in DeFi, and you guys are one of the first to really embrace that. And so, yeah, man, that's massive. So, a 1 million mark in payouts, and that's from the original Farms NFTs, correct?
Yeah, and we'll give a shout out, to SparkSwap. Obviously, they were a part of and still are a part of our portfolio
For sure.
that contributes to that amount. So
Yeah, no doubt, man. That means a lot. Again, not only are we supportive in, your endeavors, but we put our money where our mouth is, and same with you guys. You have again used yield farming and many other strategies, which again we can go into a little bit of that. I mean, typically you guys are generating yield from yield farming and concentrated liquidity with the original farms, and so I guess. MOONBAGZ is kind of an alternative to that, with actually speculating on some again MOONBAGZ going crazy in the bull run. But yeah, sorry, go ahead. I'm getting ahead of myself here, but go ahead, go ahead, Various.
yeah, so I guess just very quickly, I'm sure a lot of people are, familiar with Monstro by now. We've done several, AMAs with your community, but if you're not, yeah, we got our start with, external managed yield farming. It was more slanted towards things that were high risk, higher APR. Over time, obviously, as our TVL grew, that changed. We obviously, have months with amazing results, months with low results. But what we like to say is every day is green and there's always some results,
For sure.
which not all types of projects can say in the bear market and in the space. So, yeah, major milestone for us. We're very happy with it. Right now happens. It's one of those low results times, but that's the market. It's sideways and boring, and hopefully not for much longer. But yeah, that's kind of just to introduce farms. We have had other products. We had degens. We have gaming brands. We have some, auto compounders, different things coming up. So there's a lot to explore. I won't get into on this AMA. Here we want to focus on MOONBAGZ, our latest product that's for sale right now. But there is a lot to go through if you're interested. And our wiki is probably the number one place. We even released some fun little tools for our community. You know what? I don't think I've ever shown this on any AMA. I'll just show this one.
All
Some
right.
people
Yeah,
use it and
absolutely.
find it handy, right? So let's say you had a wallet address, right? And you don't remember on which chain you have perhaps some funds, or you've at least had a transaction happen. You can pop that in, find it. You can, very quickly pop in a transaction and you're like, oh, I have this transaction hash. I don't remember what chain it was on. You can pop that in and it'll show you and link you right to the scanners and stuff. So little convenience tools we build out as our community. Like we see a situation come up. And this one was built because someone was like, man, I have this transaction hash. I have no idea what it was or where it's from. Now I have to go look at like every chain I do stuff on.
For sure.
Yeah. So we just, we build fun little tools, and we definitely want to expand into some premium tools later down the road. But first, we have a lot to get to in our roadmap. So
Yeah, no doubt. That's awesome, man. Again, any little thing that helps the user experience, and yeah, I know. Again, I've been in that boat. You find money on a chain that you forgot about. It's a nice little bonus. So and then you can put that into earning yield, like what we're going to talk about today. So yeah, man. And again, full disclosure, we are also holding farms NFTs both personally and through the treasury. And yeah, they've been paying every Wednesday, right? It's Wednesdays, I think, right? Every Wednesday for
it
the
is.
last year.
Well,
Yeah,
I guess it depends where in the world you are, but
yeah,
for
yeah,
most people, it is Wednesday in the Eastern
yeah,
time zone, usually in the morning.
for sure, man.
And
Yeah,
yeah, it's just airdropped as USDC straight to your wallet. A real time check determines the holdings at the moment of payout. So nobody has to worry about anything as far as being in time when they, let's say, buy or transfer an NFT. Nobody has to worry about claiming and paying gas fees. We take care of all of those parts. And we really want to make it passive, right? Like if you just want to invest your money and sit back and do absolutely nothing, you're more than welcome to do that and you'll get paid.
yep, 100%, man. So again, that is a great history on Montrose, a proven track record. Paid out every week for what? How long? It's been at least over a year now, right? Various. How long has it been?
No, not yet. We
Wow, that's crazy
I
to think.
believe we're on week 40. Tomorrow will be week 42 of payouts.
Amazing, bro. And you've hit over $1 million in payouts in less than a year. That's incredible, bro. Yeah,
We
good.
have. And yeah, the ratio to me also is, that is 50% of our overall current TVL. But obviously that was built along the way, right? We didn't start a year ago with 2 million.
For
So
sure.
I think it's pretty great that we've managed an average, despite a lot of money coming in like in more recent months. We've averaged since the start to pay out 50% overall of external yield, which is, I think a quite good number. And a lot of our early folks, right, they've already fully ROI'd, so they're kind of riding free on the house at this point.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I love it. Good stuff. So, all right, I think that's a great overview of, again, Montrose Universe core products. And again, I love how you're always building just like us, and you like to offer these one-off contracts that really, give people not only more exposure in different areas, but obviously a way to earn and, diversify into some maybe more high return options as well. So, today, the main focus will be about MOONBAGZ, and maybe I guess just start there, man. We're ready. What is MOONBAGZ? Yeah,
So MOONBAGZ, and I'll take us to the page with this giant buy now button.
perfect. Yes,
um, MOONBAGZ is essentially a play based on an opportunity that we have in the market, where we feel that right now we're heading towards the bull run, and whether it starts in a few more months or maybe in November, December, whatever it is, we know it's coming. And thus, there is a play here. There is a play that we believe a lot of tokens, if you buy and hold right now, you will make money within about a year's time, give or take, right? Could be quicker, could be a little bit longer. But we think that's a real opportunity and an opportunity we wanted to take advantage of. And then we combine that with the fact that we've had people, Monstro investors, ask us like, hey, before MOONBAGZ was an idea or a concept or announced, can I just privately give you money and you make token picks for me and I trust you, and I don't know what to pick. I just know there's money to be made.
for sure.
So based on that, we decided to create MOONBAGZ, offer it to everybody, a really low barrier to entry, right? It's only 50 USDC. For the smaller investors, we think it's a great deal because ignoring the part like maybe they can, sure, pick their own tokens, do their own research, but what it also brings them is the pooling factor, right? On fees, on bridge fees, on gas fees, on slippage. Um, if you're a small investor and you like certain tokens, maybe, a big chunk, especially let's say on Ethereum mainnet, a big chunk might go to those fees. And then you're already starting with like a leg down. Your $50, maybe you only end up getting $30 of the token you want.
For sure.
So that's a real advantage for the smaller folks. And then for the larger folks, it's really about their time, right? And maybe in some cases lack of experience or whatever other reasons and convenience. So something for everyone, right? We think this applies to anybody who wants to do it. The lovely part is there's no minimum raise needed. We already have about close to $40,000 in it. We know we have a couple other people waiting kind of closer to the end, gathering funds up and such. So I wouldn't be surprised. We probably see it somewhere around the 75K mark when it closes in a little bit over a week. And, that's it. Like, we treat it the same if we had, 5,000 in, 50,000 in, or 500,000 in, which is great. I love when we have products that don't require meeting a minimum, because then there's no chance of it not happening and disappointing people and such. So
Yeah, no
we're
doubt. Well, and you guys have
yeah, we're
always
definitely
been,
moving.
yeah, you've always been good with that. Again, offering products that even regardless if nobody enters, it doesn't have a diminishing return on the people that do enter, and you can count on it actually happening. So, yeah, I love it, man. And agreed. I mean, I think a lot of people, it does boil down to the factors that you mentioned. But the fact that, and we'll get into this next, I'm sure, the fact that people without the experience but still know what they want exposure to. It's almost like hedging your bets, while still having all the exposure to the upside as well. So, yeah, man, again, I don't want to steal your thunder here, but there's different categories as we're seeing now, right? Maybe go into some of that.
Yeah, so we decided we were going to go with 8 narratives. You can consider each narrative, each one is a unique NFT, and you can consider it like a bucket or a basket or an index or a portfolio, whatever you want to call it. It's a group that's going to contain 8 to 12 tokens for each of these narratives. So it's really something where, some people's strategy is buy some of each. They want like the full exposure, right? They want the risk reward balance. Some people are like, no, I already have exposure to blue chips, right? I already have maybe some GameFi exposure, but I really want to jump on the AI and DePIN and RWA train. So by picking these narratives, the ones we think are going to be a good mix of performers, people can do that. They can mix and match as they want, right? They can do whatever they need to complement their existing other investments and portfolio if they have one. It gave us obviously a chance to freshen up with some nice new art here.
For
we
sure.
we love the fact we use NFTs because it lets us use cool art. And some of these guys, I'm pretty sure that some of these encourage people to buy more purely because of the art. it,
Yes,
it seems to always be the case.
totally.
So,
Yeah, no, I love it.
but yeah,
Again, yeah, they're the perfect blend of like we say with all of the NFTs, cute and badass all in one. So yeah, totally.
yeah, that gamer guy needs to take a break though. He's
Yeah,
looking a little ragged.
he is. He is. That's different gamer. I don't think he's had a shower in a few weeks. So yeah, totally. So yeah, man. No, I love it. So again, go ahead. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt you, but I do have some questions. So go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, no, happy to take questions,
Yep.
but I'll just wrap up on this section that you can buy as many as you want until June 12th. We do have a firm deadline on it because we don't want to risk going longer and potentially acquiring tokens as they start their pumps, or maybe they're a bit higher. We feel like we wanted to have a cutoff. We also want to start doing weekly reveals of them, a community event, because a, it's fun and engages the community, and b, this was kind of the way we worked around the whole, well, if we just release everything and buy everything right away, people know we share all our wallets, right? Everything we do is transparent. It could deter potentially people from using it because they'll just be like, I'll just wait and copy their picks, right?
Right.
And well, that's not a big deal because we still provide the convenience and service, and there'd still be people, even if they knew the picks, I don't think would copy them for the extra hassle. But obviously, there would be some. So for both the reason of engaging the community, kind of dragging it over, a good 2.5, 3 months. It's a fun event to have. It also helps us probably prevent some of the people who would otherwise not purchase any. So that's kind of the last part to mention about these. There is the opportunity for early withdrawal if maybe you just really need some liquidity, or B, you feel like something is topped, you don't agree with us holding on to it longer, whatever the case may be, there's no questions asked. You'll be able from your dashboard to request a refund, and there's just a small penalty if you do. Before 6 months, it's 15%. After 6 months, up to 12 months, it's 10%. And if it's beyond 12 months, no penalty. If we choose to sell the asset and distribute the profits to you, of course, there's never a penalty on that, regardless of the time frame that happens. So, in memes, maybe one of them peaks in like 3-4 months, and this thing is already 50x, and we decide, okay, we think it's hit its high for the cycle. Let's liquidate it. Well, obviously, there'd be no penalties applied because we're choosing to initiate that. If you do take an early withdrawal, the last thing I'll say is we send you the tokens themselves. So then it's up to you to either sell them, hold them, manage them, do whatever you want. If we liquidate an asset, we sell it off, then we send you USDC. And that's because this could happen at any time. We don't want the volatility of, sending you for example, a meme token, you're on vacation, you get it a week later and it's already lost all its profits, right? Which is possible.
For sure.
So yeah, so we've thought of those, angles. I think we have all our bases covered on how it operates. And yeah, otherwise, you're in it for the long term with us, hopefully. And we're all looking for a lot of X's on these. Obviously, it varies by narrative, but blue chips, maybe that's a 3x target as realistic. Whereas something like AI or Deepin, maybe 25x, is the target, maybe 40x, because Deepin, I think, personally, is going to be the strongest runner of all of these, if I had to pick one. And that's just because it hasn't had a bull cycle before. So
For sure.
usually I'm a firm believer in the first one is the strongest for new narratives.
Yeah, no doubt. So, and again, I have a ton to go over here, and if anybody else has questions, please feel free to type it in the live chat. We'll get to that in a minute. But because you just mentioned Depend, I'm gonna kind of go into that really quick. Now, and I guess this applies for everything. Even though some projects that you may be investing in may have like yield associated with them, is that something you're gonna explore as well, or is this just simply buying the token, waiting for it to appreciate, and then exiting?
Excellent question. Because yes, we have decided and we've shared that if we feel there's a safe staking or yield mechanism, especially more on the liquid side or non-lockup, like non-custodial,
For sure.
easy to get in and out of, with the safe platform, safe contracts, then yes, we will do it and take advantage of it because it's free. It's free money, literally.
Yeah, totally. Awesome. All right. No, that's a great answer. I mean, it's simple as that. So as long as it's again, not a sunk cost and something that you guys deem appropriate, then there will be additional yield associated per project. So, all right, that's great. And again, just for people again wanting to maybe pick one or the other, just to give a clear example, maybe blue chips would be, and again, this is just hypothetical. I know you're not disclosing, what you're actually buying, but um, blue chips would be theoretically, a top 10 token, and AI would be projects that are exposed to AI technology, and memes would be, Pepe, Doge, dog with hat or dog butt, dick with butt. I don't know. There's so many crazy ones now. Is that correct? Again, I don't know if you want to elaborate a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah. So it's pretty much correct, other than, we'll have a little bit deeper expansion. So blue chips, for example, probably is going to be more like your top 25 to top 40 kind
Okay.
of range.
Yep.
Not strictly, ETH, BTC, Sol, like whatever's the top 3 or 5. No, we'll expand it kind of into that top 25 to 40 range. Something like memes, this is one we get a lot of questions on, because a lot of people that see memes, especially right now, most of them, they come out, they peak within a week later, right? They're very quick. So our memes will be based on ones we think have a long life, like they actually have something to them, why they'll last. Typically, it's going to be first movers on various chains. We think that's a pretty strong part of the strategy. Or it could be movers who are down so much from last cycle, but we think will have a rebound to their, to retest their former all-time highs, whether that is maybe a SHIB or a Floki or a Doge, ones people know. But on the new side, yeah, it's, if you look at the first movers or the new or the largest memes right now on new chains, like Pulse Chain, has, what is it called? Teddy Bear,
For sure.
or like Base Chain has Bread, Avalanche has Big Red, right? Every chain kind of has its own top 1 or 2 memes. So I think a lot of the basket will be comprised of those type of meme coins. And then maybe there's just a few that look really promising. Maybe one tied around the election, right? So maybe there's a few we'll put in at the bottom of the list with very small allocations. That could be your 1000x, potential runners. But for the most part, memes, it is the most difficult basket, because you really got to pick what still has room to run a lot that will also be here in 9 to 12 months.
Yeah, no doubt, brother. And again, sometimes, well, all the time, high risk comes high reward. So, the chances of a 100x on a blue chip, are probably a lot less than a 100x on a meme. So it is about your risk tolerance and where you want to diversify into. Now, one more thing I just want to expand on, before we move on to some other stuff. With memes, if you do end up picking one, again, it's getting momentum. I guess, the election ones would be a good example. When the election is over and you take profit, is that then added to the meme basket, or are those funds paid out immediately upon exiting? Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And yes, we will pay out immediately any of our exits,
Okay.
whether it's part of one token, a whole token, a couple of tokens, maybe happen at the same time we exit them. Maybe that narrative slowed down or is dying off. But yes, anything we sell, whether it's a partial or a full sell, we will distribute those funds immediately. We won't like pick a new replacement or do anything like that. The idea is to really pay people out, right? And then if they want to, you know, buy tokens on their own, that's fine. If they want to buy new MOONBAGZ, that's something we should probably explain. You won't be able to buy into these other than if you buy someone else's NFT on a marketplace, right? Which is always possible.
For sure.
But we reserve the right to introduce new MOONBAGZ if we feel, all right, there's a new narrative, it's still early that comes up or that we haven't covered. It hasn't ran yet, let's say in a few months. Or maybe there's just new tokens coming out. We feel it's not narrative based, but we want to, we have 10 we really like that are new. We think they're going to run in the same cycle. Well, let's throw those into a MOONBAGZ, even if it's not all the same narrative. So we totally have flexibility with this. We have a lot of, agility to do those type of things. But the end goal is, yeah, we don't want to be actively trading tokens. We want to be paying people out their profits.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it. Because I think there was maybe some confusion, even for me when I first heard about this. It's not necessarily, I guess a good example would be like an ETF where the profits that you take are then rolled back into the fund, so to speak, to grow. You're saying that once you take profit, that is distributed immediately, and I think that's really powerful too in terms of cash flow, for all these for sure. So yeah,
Yeah, not to mention we thought, there might be a lot of cool things in the bull run. Well, not there might be, there will be a lot of cool things in the bull run where people, might want that liquidity back to spend and try, whatever they see out there that catches their eye. So we don't want to be, holding it and locking it up and that type of thing.
Totally. No, I love it, man. All right, awesome. And then one more good question on the topic. As far as fees, so I know you mentioned there's the early exit fee, anywhere from 15 to 10%. Is that how you guys are getting paid, or what's in it for Monstros? Yeah,
It's the benefit of fine art,
I
but no.
love it. Yeah, I love it,
It's,
man. Yeah,
we we do it the same like we do everything, that we ever do, and that's we make money when you make money.
for sure.
So people can consider it like a performance fee, but whenever we cash out any type of asset, you get 85%, we get 15%. There's no tiers, there's no different ratios. It's like that. It's for everybody. It's for every token, every basket. So basically, we are motivated to do our absolute best decisions and maximize profits, because that directly affects exactly what we make off it. Just the same as what you make off it.
Yeah, no, I love that, and that's why I brought it up. I mean, again, some of my questions may be leading questions, but yeah, I think that's really important because, like you said, you're actually motivated. You're not just getting, a dev fee or a flat cut on all sales. You're actually making more the better all the baskets do, and I think that's really powerful, and a much better model than a lot of other, even again, I've never seen a MOONBAGZ offering like this, which is also really cool. But again, a lot of traditional, management or baskets, they just take a cut of all the volume. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
really powerful. Yeah.
we've absolutely seen, deposit fees and upfront fees and administration fees or monthly fees.
Yeah,
And no,
exactly.
that to me is, traditional finance. That Web3 is the whole point, is to get away from that. And yeah, just in general, whatever we do, I won't come out and say we'll never have a product that has an upfront fee. Maybe we will one day, but at least for most things, we always have the same mindset. Like, we'll make money when the people make money. And it's not just a selfless great act. It's also, we think, a strong marketing point that sets us apart, right, from a lot of other projects, because the investors know that our interests are aligned. They know if they don't make anything, we don't make anything. So, there's no better way we can design it than that.
Yep, 100%. So, all right, awesome. So again, just to recap really quick, for those of you that may want to participate, say you had $500 to allocate, you can buy, all 10 in blue chips, or you can buy 10 different NFTs, depending on what you want exposure to, and profits will be paid out over the next, year at max. Or as the bull run, is underway. So yeah, I think it's really, really straightforward and simple. Maybe real quick, just elaborate one more time, Various, on the marketplace. Are people able, because after June 12th, these will no longer be for sale. So if people do want to participate, they need to get in and get their NFTs. And then yeah, just maybe go over the marketplace and how that works, because I'm assuming it would just transfer ownership, even if the tokens are, in other words, if maybe one token pays out and then you decide to list your NFT, would that work as well? Does that make sense? Sorry, I'm all over the place. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, no, it'll work perfectly fine, right? It's an 1155 NFT, like all our farms, like anything else. You can sell them on, for example, Elements or whatever marketplace supports them. And it is, though, something, yeah, on our dashboard, people will be able to see, and if they come, at least check it before they buy, they'll know, for example, hey, I'm buying an NFT where maybe two of the tokens were already paid out.
right.
So we can't depend on marketplaces for that, because metadata, even if we update it, it goes stale. Images are cached. They don't necessarily pull new data if you don't have massive trading volume, right? They might only pull it like very rarely. So we've learned not to depend on them. Always put it in our own like dashboards and checker tools, and just try to educate people that if in general, someone's not going to just randomly stumble upon it and buy it. They'd probably be someone from the Monstro community who's aware of what it is. So that helps with reducing, any kind of worries like that.
For sure. All right, awesome. And again, we probably should have mentioned this at the very beginning, but this is on BSC, correct? Just like all your other offerings. Yeah.
It is.
Okay.
We've made the official decision to later migrate to base, and we're working on a few things there already. But this one for now is still on BSC. You'll still get your payment on BSC and everything like that. Even when we move to base, I'm pretty sure we're going to leave legacy support, even for our farms, right? Some people or new ones might want to be on base, but there's a lot of people who this is where they bought in, and changing the terms on them if they don't agree, right, is not necessarily, you know, it's not a ethical. I don't know if ethical is the right word, but it's not great to force a change on someone, I
For
guess is the
sure.
point.
Yeah, no, 100%, brother. And you guys, again, have been very transparent about that too. So, yeah, it's exciting. Again, I think there's a lot of opportunity on some of these new and upcoming chains as well. So, all right, awesome, man. I think that really goes
So
over, yeah, a lot of
I'll
the,
ask,
yeah,
which
go ahead.
one is your favorite?
Yeah, I know, man. So, again, I can't help myself. I am drawn to the memes, I think I'm gonna be going heavy in that. I don't have the time to research and manage, but there's nothing better than, a 10, 20x or more on a meme token. So, I'm gonna probably go heavy there, and yeah, who knows? I mean, obviously, blue chips are a good play as well. And yeah, I don't know. Again, I know we have a lot more to cover, and I'll get to questions too. And I know you maybe had some alpha. I don't want to spill the beans, but I know there may be a little bit more to this as well, right? With the special guests.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I wouldn't call this alpha. It is on the page, right?
Yeah,
But
that's true. No
I
doubt.
never, I never know what Gabo means when he says alpha. There's so many things we can share,
Yeah,
but
totally.
um, for this, we thought it'd be fun. Number one, to invite special guests. We'll call them crypto celebrities, if you will, and they're either other project founders or they're potentially an influencer, whoever they may be. And after our sale closes, we're going to reveal one per week. That week is based around their picks and selling their basket. Now, everything is still handled through us. Whoever it is, they simply provide us the list of their tokens. It works the exact same way as all our others, same terms, same, early withdrawal option. So they never touch the money. They never have their hands in it other than making the pick, promoting it, hopefully talking about it, right, to their own followers or community. And if it's someone you like, and you're like, I'm going to try this guy's pick, or maybe you just want some diversity from the team picks, that's a great, way to do it. And yeah, it's just to add a little fun and a little spice into here. And, I'm sure people will be pretty happy with our guest lineup. Um, we're happy with our guest lineup. And so far, all the guests have been very good about keeping their presence a secret. So there's still that surprise factor. And yeah, it's not. Some people asked. I think they took the term celebrity, literally.
Yeah,
One person definitely asked about Snoop Dogg because he did have an NFT history, right? It's not that kind of celebrity. There are people we reached out to on a bigger level with a much, let's say, larger following and stuff, but every single one of them who replied wanted cash up front. That's not what we're offering here, right? We're not taking upfront fees.
for sure.
So, unfortunate for those people, they're not part of the fun, but the guests get a cut of the team fees. So, nobody investing, they still get 85%. The cut that the guest receives comes from the team's cut when we get, any payouts, when we liquidate anything. So they're also in this for the long term and the fun and the, collaboration aspect more so than any upfront profits.
Yeah, no doubt. I love it. Again, that'll be really good for more community engagement again over the next month as you release it's every week, right? A new
Yep.
guest. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, awesome, man. Well, yeah, I think that covers a lot of the overview. Was there anything else that you wanted to go into, for until we get into questions? I'll pull up my screen here, but yeah, go ahead.
No, I think as far as MOONBAGZ goes, we've covered everything. We can tease other things, but I think it's better we hit the questions maybe.
All right, awesome. So yeah, again, if any of you do have questions, please feel free to type it in the live chat. Um, All right. So, let's see. All right. May I ask if you could move my or phase two funds internally to inquire? Oh, I get it. Okay. So they're asking, may I ask if there's an option to use my phase two funds internally to acquire one or more of the MOONBAGZ? So I'm assuming that's probably in regards to some previous projects. So yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
that was from DGens where, for those not aware, I don't want to get into the whole history because again, it's a lot, but it was an ROI DApp, right? The community asked us to build. That's where Sparky was born, for one
Yeah,
thing.
absolutely.
But it was, that wasn't really an investment. That was a gamble play, like all ROI DApps are. We had a safety net. That safety net was yield farming with a portion of the deposits, which has now been paying out every week, right? It's a small amount and it's a slow recovery, but it's better than the usual alternative of absolute nothing. So we call that the phase two NFT, right? It represents what you're owed from DGens and your units to get paid out properly every week. Um, so we have been asked this question, and the only real issue with allowing people to do this is that obviously our farms are currently in a significant amount of impermanent loss
For
based
sure.
on just where the market is and what's happened, and maybe obviously not all our decisions are great or perfect. So if we were to allow that type of thing, the folks would have to take the current market value of the pool of their units, which we discussed, and we felt like it would probably be too low. Like people would not like it. They wouldn't. Maybe some folks wouldn't understand the reason why they're not getting $100 per unit value. If we're sitting in, let's call it whatever it is, 65% in permanent loss, maybe today. Would they take $35 on the unit, which was already a third of their degen's deposit, right? Because we only farmed some of it.
Right.
Um, so maybe there are some people who would still say yes. So, if they want to open tickets in our Discord and there's a demand for it, we'll certainly revisit it as a team and rediscuss it. We thought based on our initial, one person had asked us to date about it. We didn't see there was like any kind of demand for it. So we thought maybe for that one person, they could, there are people who will buy up your phase twos because they want to get into the auto compounding blobby later. And we've seen a bit of demand for them if the price is right. So I think those people could actually get a little better price on the market. And in our marketplace channel, you can ask, could be a very quick sale for you. It would be more than the 35% we would be able to offer, out of our farms TVL.
All right, perfect. So it sounds like you're willing to work with that. Again, maybe open a ticket to get a little bit more info or try to facilitate kind of an OTC trade on your position, through the marketplace on Discord. Again, be careful. I'm sure you guys, do you have a process for escrow or something like that, right? Various, so people don't get scammed or,
Well, we've done it a few times for some bigger transactions where people were worried about the marketplace.
for sure.
But in general, I mean, the marketplace, as long as you're on the legitimate collection, always take it from our official links or our wiki. If you're on the legitimate collection, there's no real risk.
Yep,
These marketplaces are large marketplaces.
for sure.
That said, I'll just give a tip to everyone. Please remember to look at what the currency is. We haven't had it really happen in Monstro, but I'm sure people have heard about people losing Bored Apes where they thought they had an offer of, let's say, 1,000 ETH, but it was 1,000 USDC or that type of thing, right? So,
Yeah, that's never a fun day. When you do that or you fat finger, a
yeah.
zero. Yeah, yeah, that is never good. So, yeah, all right,
So be
awesome.
very careful with collection offers because
Yeah,
a lot of bots and people put extremely low ones, and it always appears as an offer on your page. And then we did know someone who once clicked that by accident, and that was very unfortunate. They sold 20 farms for, I forget if it was like 3 cents each or something. They thought it was like three BNB.
right. Yeah, totally. So yeah, be very careful. Again, if you don't know what the button is, don't click it. And you guys are amazing. Again, you're much more active on Discord. And the community can definitely help. point you in the right direction if you do have any questions. So, and again, this might be a little obvious, and we'll post in the recording and all of our socials as well. But where do we go? What is the website?
Monstro.fun. Nice and short, nice and easy. And that will bring you to our main page.
Perfect.
And then you can find everything, or, specifically if you want from our menu, you can find the active things. So.
All right, there you go. So again, and always follow the official links. So all right, and the end date is June 12th, correct? I mean,
Correct.
is there a time on that, or yeah, like
Yeah,
part of the day? Yeah.
we had initially announced 1 p.m. Eastern, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna delay that out because a lot of people mentioned, hey, it's on payday. We get paid around, typically it's 10, 11 a.m. Eastern. Some of them would like a little more time, or maybe they're at work, they want to get home and have a last chance. So, when we're talking hours, like I'm sure we can extend it to midnight that night and, or 11:59 p.m. Call it the real end of day. There's nothing telling us we have to cut it at 1 p.m., right? So, well, that was initially announced. I'm sure we'll update that very soon here and just give it the whole day. It changes nothing.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, no doubt. Well, and again, you guys are doing a great job with the AMA circle, explaining this. I think there will be a lot more volume coming in, and yeah, just make sure you get it before that date. And yeah, man, that was pretty straightforward. Again, nothing too crazy. I think it's a great offering, especially for those that don't have the experience or the time, but obviously like the idea of getting, that coveted 1000x or whatever it might be. So it's exciting, man. I know I will be participating um, just for the fun aspect. And yeah, any other things you want to add before we wrap it up, Various?
Not really about MOONBAGZ. I think we covered it great. We did try to keep it simple. We know some of our previous products, even Farms itself, it has, different ROI cycles, different things, different letters, right? It becomes complicated really quick, and we know people love simple.
For sure.
And DGen is a whole other ball game. But MOONBAGZ, I think we've kept it as simple as we can. We will have a really nice dashboard. You can track all the progress, not just your own. You can request your early withdrawals. You can do everything you'll need to do from that. That is, designers working on it. We're tweaking it, but obviously there's no real rush. But we will have it up, hopefully before the end of the sale here, so everybody will be able to see everything. We plan to buy the tokens within, like, let's say 3 days worth of the sale ending, and then obviously the guest ones will purchase a little. Well, when their week ends, each week we'll purchase those, and eventually not right away, but eventually, after all picks are revealed, again, we always share our wallets. Everything is public. So you'll be able to verify those holdings at that point. You'll be able to see every sale, every movement, right? Everything that happens with it, just like any of our other products.
I love it. Yeah, no doubt. Well, and again, especially under the current landscape, if it's not on chain, it's not verifiable. And yeah, you guys have been leading the way with that. Again, everything that you disclose is actually on chain data, and you can track the wallets and see where the money goes. So yeah, super transparent and something that we love to see and we love to endorse. All right, awesome, man. So, any other alpha outside of MOONBAGZ before we wrap it up? Again, I know Capos is saying drop the alpha. We can't have an AMA without alpha, right? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
All right. Well, we have two things we can do. One is really really quick, but we're undergoing. It's in progress already. We're all very happy with where it's going. We're under a rebrand, so Monstro's Universe will be no more. But fret not, Monstro will remain, and the name will actually just become Monstro, and that will match our future token. Right? We released tokenomics on that about a month ago, and a lot of our future plans. It's just a little step up, and one of the things we're doing on our internal roadmap of becoming a little more professional, a little more balanced. We have a brand new logo, brand new tokens, art. Everything is done by a branding company named Fracus, who work with guys like Square Enix, of Final Fantasy fame, and do a lot in the Web3 space with some much larger DeFi projects. And For us, yeah, right now, some people kind of cast us off because they think it's just an NFT collection, which is not the case whatsoever. So we're going to do a little better at the rebranding, at balancing the two sides of what we do, which is DeFi, but then also gaming and NFT stuff. So that's exciting to us. It's kind of taking us, a tier up at this point. That's very necessary. And then the second thing, which I don't know how much we want to get into or how much time you want to spend, but Golems is coming. That is our next thing after MOONBAGZ. That is something we're extremely excited about, and it's essentially our very, very low to no risk version of farms. It's a set APR or set range of 80 to 100% APR with zero impermanent loss involved. Not small chance, but zero chance of impermanent loss. And that one, if you're buying the the upper tier, which will be 2,500, much lower than our farms vaults, that'll be fully refundable. So it's not sunk cost. So effectively, we have a product that fills in the two holes that we have with farms. Farms are sunk cost, that turns people off, certain people, and then the fact that farms has it deals in impermanent loss is just part of its day to day. Now we have a product that pretty much beats anything out there as far as the APR, with no impermanent loss, no risk, and we think that one's going to be massive. So we're very excited to say that's coming next. It's already out and live for internal testing with the team. Team put some money, make sure there's no kinks. So far, it's been perfect. There's nothing. It's working exactly as it's supposed to. Everything is great. So we're very excited to drop that. That'll be your main alpha for today. People know Golems is coming, but now we can say it's actually live, being tested on a known DEX, like as we speak. And speaking of DEXs, that reminds me, the other alphas, I have to talk to you about Golems and DEXs.
Yeah, man, no doubt. I love it. So, absolutely, man, a ton of alpha at the end, and I'll drop a little more alpha of my own. Various, I might get in trouble for this, but I have seen a sneak peek of the new rebrand, and it is spectacular. So, again, a lot of you might know I have a professional artist background, and I spent about 5 years in the corporate world working on branding specifically, and I was really impressed with the new logo. So again, man, shout out to you guys. I think it's a great direction. Again, as much as we love Monstros and the culture that you have built, as you said, it is a bit quirky. It is a bit focused on outsiders might not necessarily know that it is a DeFi product. And so again, I think you guys have done an amazing job with the new direction, and I'm really excited for you to roll that out for sure. And then, yeah, the new offering sounds really, really amazing. I know, I'm sure that we'll be involved both publicly and behind the scenes on that, I guess, and we'll have a whole nother AMA on that as well. But really quick, I have a personal question. Have you disclosed what you're doing in terms of how to regenerate the yield? Is it still going to be concentrated liquidity farming, or what sort of avenues are you going to be able to go in terms of how the yield is produced?
So, while it is live and people will obviously be able to figure it out, right? It
For
is
sure.
fully on chain, fully transparent. Until it's public, at least we want to keep that first mover kind of secret sauce.
Yeah, 100%.
But I will say that the main difficulty around it is negotiating with DEXs to secure the terms necessary for it to work. So this is something where that's a key part of the secret sauce beyond the technical aspects, um, which makes it hard for others to replicate unless they happen to have those relationships. And then even then, there's some parts to it that it's not for everyone. It's not something people can just go spin up in a day and such.
Yep, no doubt. I love it. Awesome. Well, we'll end at that note. Again, a little bit of mystery for to whet the appetite for the official announcement. But yeah, I mean, obviously, you guys have the development skills, the track record, the transparency. So anything that uses the word guaranteed and no impermanent loss, I'm sure that that is the absolute truth. when it comes to that. So awesome. Well, again, Various, I really appreciate you, brother. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show, the channel. We're trying to grow our own YouTube again. We do AMAs twice a week with our own community. I know we're all gearing up for the release of EMP Fusion. EMP and eShare are on fire today as well, so that's exciting. And yeah, man, we're just really happy to continue the relationship and uh, highlight great builders and great projects that are still, making it happen regardless of market conditions. So, again, shout out to you and your whole team and the MONSTRO'S universe community as well. So, any final words?
No, I think I dropped all the alpha I should.
Yeah,
Otherwise, we'll be here forever.
exactly.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Either we'll be here forever, you'll get fired. So we gotta go before you say any more,
I
right?
will I will suddenly disappear.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I love it, man.
um, yeah, I just want to, as always, thank you very much for both, the partnership, and I consider us friends, and we bounce a lot of ideas around, and
For
everything
sure.
that goes on. The support from your community has been awesome. Everyone who's here listening to this or will listen to this later, our team. I feel like I'm accepting, an Academy Award, but
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah.
and I'll just say, no, I didn't know you had a background as an artist. So yeah, that's interesting. I just learned something new.
There you go, right on. Yeah, no doubt. Well, again, if any of you Google my name, my claim to fame was actually a family portrait for President Barack Obama. So there you go. That's a little bit more about me outside of crypto. But now I'm full-time crypto, and we've been building our asses off just like you guys. So yeah, various a lot of stuff coming. And yeah, man, again, thank you for being here. I guess real quick, if they do have additional questions. I think we covered everything from the live stream. But what is the best way to get in touch and your socials?
You'll absolutely get, a reply on Telegram, but until we really revamp it, fix it up a little, Discord is far more informative, far more active. So if you are a Discord person, that's by far your better bet. But no, we are alive in Telegram. We have a Telegram. Everything can be found from monstro.fun. That's nice and easy to remember. And then from there, you can go in our footer on every page. You can find the socials. Our wiki is pretty extensive. Anybody who wants to look at the wiki, right? There's a lot in here. There's a whole page on MOONBAGZ and the dates that are important and the terms, and even for the NFTs, the actual NFTs are in here. The pics will be listed in here, so you can see our wiki is a lot of reading. We try to make it visual where we can. We didn't talk about it, and it's probably for another day, but things like the tokenomics, right? People can go through slides and see all that stuff. So yeah, I would say Discord's your best bet. We have Telegram. Wiki is great if you're the type of person who enjoys reading wikis. And if not, we have plenty of AMAs, we have plenty of videos and such.
All right, amazing. Yeah, again, I was multitasking, but I switched back just in time. So yeah, you can find the wiki at the bottom of the website on that right-hand side and go through it all. Again, wiki, white paper, whatever you want to call it, it's all there. And there was one last question, but obviously, in true fashion, Smiley took care of it. But it was a question about the tokens within the NFT. I guess a great example would be memes again. If all the memes go crazy and you guys deem that we're at the top of the run and all the tokens get liquidated, that essentially is the end of that NFT, right? I mean, obviously you can have it as sentimental value, but once things are paid out, that's all she wrote, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's 100% correct. Now, as people know, right, and as we just saw recently with the Sparkies and Spark 404, you never know though when we could include this as, maybe it's a future booster in DGen Season 2.
For
Maybe
sure.
there's in new MOONBAGZ, maybe you get a discount or something. I don't know. Like we can always find ways to bring back like future bonuses to it. So yeah, it could just end up as a souvenir, right? Nice art. Or, maybe at some point we decide, oh, let's give those MOONBAGZ folks something else. So it's nice to always keep our doors and options open.
Amazing, awesome, and yeah, that's a great point too. Again, shout out to the entire Monstro universe. If you did buy a Sparky, we announced on our last AMA that we have airdropped all of you one 404. So if you're not on Pulse, um, that's a great reason to get onto Pulse, and you can always use our bridge from BSC or BNB Network or Arbitrum to get over there, and they're up actually. Our 404s have been up over the last week. So again, I agree, Various. It's about again, no guarantees, but who knows? There's always some potential, future use case and utility for what we both build for sure. So, all right, awesome, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, well, again, it's been a pleasure, and we look forward to having you back uh, on the next update with all, again, the rollouts that you're doing as well. And good luck on selling out, or again, you will be selling out, but good luck in raising a bunch of capital towards June 12th. So,
Yeah, no, thanks again, everyone, and to yourself, AJ. So everyone have a lovely day,
all right,
and
cheers.
we'll be around. We always are.
All right, brother. Awesome. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye.